Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Kim, aka the Booker Harlot, and the Booker season is upon us. Now, I have to completely admit that, well, as you know, I love the Booker Prize. I've been following it for decades upon decades upon decades, and in my house, July is Christmas because normally the Booker Prize is announced mid-July. So normally at this time of the year, I would have already been 2 weeks into the Booker Prize, and I am completely grumpy about this and not able to get over myself. So I am making lots of videos as a distraction so that I won't be grumpy for the next 2 days. But the season is coming in just 48 hours. So I thought I would talk to you a little bit about it. The key dates are August 1st for the long list. The short list will be down from 12 or 13 books to 6 books in September 21st, and the winner will be announced in November 26th. So if you are interested in the Booker Prize and haven't really covered it before, because they've lengthened it, if you wanted to put a goal of reading the short list, it's very much attainable because you have 9 weeks to read 6 books. And hopefully one of those 6 books isn't The Covenant of Water because it is massive. Anyways, some of the rules are that it has to be published in the UK between October 1st of 2022 and September 30th of 2023. Now, I live in Canada, and the publishing times are often 6 months later. So I have run into issues before where one of the shortlisted books, the winner, isn't actually published in my country until way after the prize is announced. But this is something we will contend with, and international shipping is amazing, and Blackwell's does an amazing job of getting books to Canada. Another interesting rule is that authors who have been longlisted before get an automatic entry into it. So that's a really good thing to look at when you're doing a prediction or a wish list like we're doing today. And interesting new rule that I didn't know until this year, and that's because Cormac McCarthy cannot make the list. You have to be alive to make the Booker long list. So sadly, his 2 books cannot make the list. All right, so the chair of the Booker Prize judging committee this year is actually S.A. Adunjan, who's from Canada. She has been nominated for Washington Black as well as Half-Blood Blues in the past. And it's just been announced that the Booker International chair for next year will be Eleanor Wachtel. So I feel like the Booker is taking on this amazing Canadian vibe. So I'm super thrilled for that. So let's start with the books that I'll be looking for on the long list, and I will do a reaction video for you. I will, of course, be looking for Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. She co-won the Pulitzer. She was the first author to win the Women's Prize for Fiction twice, and it gives me shivers to think that she could be on this list and potentially win it and do all 3, which an author has never done before. If you wanted to watch a vlog of me reading Demon Copperhead, there is one in my videos. And I went into that book not wanting to love it. And I know that people are saying this book isn't worth the hype. Totally worth the hype. I went into that book not wanting to like it. It had the Oprah sticker. It was just too much. It was all over the place. Everybody was talking about it. And it is absolutely worth the hype. It's worth the two wins it's had so far, and I'm hoping for Booker. I will also be looking for Victory City by Salman Rushdie. He's one of my favorite authors so far. He is just a quintessential author who just has his own writing style. If you were to pick up any one of his books within a page or two, if someone hadn't told you it was written by him, you'd know it. And he is absolutely one of my top 10 favorite writers and has one of my top 10 books of all time. I will also be looking for Lucy by the Sea by Elizabeth Strout. O. William, I didn't pull out, made the shortlist last year, and honestly, O. William did not make sense to me until I read Lucy by the Sea, and Elizabeth Strout just knows how to write real everyday life in such a meaningful way. I would also like to see Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame Adeje Brianna. I just finished this book and it is amazing. It's an incredible dystopian that always has you reflecting on the American Prison Institute, and is just beautifully written and has so many nuances, and creates this world that just keeps expanding and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And everything that is in that book is in there for a reason. Go get your hands on it. All right, we're flying by because YouTube only gives me 15 minutes. So books I am going to look for, or actually, authors that I have read for the first time because of the Booker. As I said, Salman Rushdie's Midnight's Children. This is one of my top 10 books of all time. Through the Booker, I have also been introduced to Bernardine Evaristo. Girl, Woman, Other is probably in my top 10, if not 15 books as well. I've already read this book 3 times. Another author that was introduced to me because I follow the Booker is Colson Whitehouse in the Underground Railroad. Nickel Boys is one of my favorites as well. I absolutely loved A Little Life by Hannah Yanagihara, and I also thought that To Paradise was absolutely incredible. One of the authors that I had never ever heard of before that the Booker introduced me to was This Mournable Body by Tsitsi Danger Mbiga. Sorry for that. I absolutely love this book. I could not put it down. Found out it was part of a trilogy, and I have bought Nervous Conditions, which is the first one, but I haven't gotten to it yet because that's something that I do. Uh, I was also introduced to Elif Shrak. 10 minutes, 38 seconds into the Strange World is absolutely, completely fabulous. And I loved her last book, The Island of Missing Trees. That fig tree and the magic realism in it is fantastic. Last one I'm going to mention is Mahsen Hamid. I loved Exit West. I've read this a couple of times as well, and I loved The Last White Man. It was really, really well done. All right, so books that I'm going to look for on the long list when it's announced on Tuesday. From the Woman's Prize, I'm going to say Fire Rush by Jacqueline Crooks. I think that it's just such a unique piece of writing, and I normally don't get along with books that have anything to do with music or bands, but it was fantastic, and I listened to it on audio, and it was wonderful. I would love to see The Bandit Queens by Parini Sharaf on this list. Not only is it the most beautiful cover, but I just thought it was amazing the way that she was able to do sort of a warm-hearted comedic book and still tackle these atrocities that are going on in terms of systemic racism and violence towards women and murder and all sorts of horrible things. It's just done in such a wonderful way. You need to read this. Another one I want to see is Wandering Souls by Cecile Pinn. This was on the Women's Prize long list. This book has resonated with me in such unbelievable ways. And I think that the way that she weaves this narrative, even though it's very tragic and the characters undergo so many atrocities, it is so beautifully done. Another one that I think could make it is Cursed Bread by Sophie McIntosh. She was on the long list a few years ago with The King Lear Takeoff, The Water Cure. And in terms of possibilities, I'm going to have to put my glasses on and we're going to race through this. I think possible authors that we could see is Kate Briggs with the long form, Fitzcarraldo editions, whom I absolutely adore. They publish Chef's Kiss, amazing, amazing books. I'm going to stop right there because I could go on about that for another 15 minutes. So I would like to see the long form by Kate Briggs, and I'm going to need my glasses for this. I think that Small Worlds by Caleb Azuma Nelson could be on there because Open Water was absolutely wonderful. As I've said before, The Covenant of Water by Abram Fergisi. This is his first year in I think 2 decades, and his last book was Cutting for Stone. Another possibility is Hungry Goats, a Ghost by Kevin Jareed Hossein, and The New Life by Tom Crew. Everyone is talking about it. I have not read it yet. I think that Shy by Max Porter could be on this. He's been on it before. Biography of X by Catherine Lacey. I thought that Pew was absolutely amazing. A Spell of Good Things by Aobami Adebayo could be on it. The Singularities by Jane by John Bainville. He's won before and been nominated before. Chrysalis by Anna Metcalf. Penance by Eliza Clark. Land of Milk and Honey by C. Peng Zhang, who was longlisted for Are These Hills Made of Gold? And that is my possibilities. Now, the ones I don't think are going to be on it, I'm going to say no to Burnham Wood by Eleanor Catton. She won for the Luminarities a few years back, and I just don't think it's getting the reviews to stellar a nomination. I'm sadly also going to say no to The Fraud by Zadie Smith, whom I absolutely love, but I just don't think that historical fiction is going to hold up. As well as Brandon Taylor's, who I absolutely adored, the real life. Real life. I just don't think that The Late Americans is getting the coveted reviews and it needs to make the Booker. So that is my prediction slash wish list. I just have to say that I'm going to be wildly wrong, and I love the fact that I'm probably going to be wildly wrong. I think that one of the charming aspects of the Booker is that it puts forth authors to readers that have never heard of them before. So I am going to be there for all of the unexpected, the surprise reads, the new authors on Tuesday, and I can't wait to be out of this grumpiness and out of this funk. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you staying with me. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video, which will be my reaction to finally getting to take a look at the Booker 2023 long list. See you on Tuesday. Bye. Oh, and I'll leave you with a view of the lake this afternoon. And today's been one of those days where it rains for 5 minutes and then the sun comes out for 2 hours. So we'll see what happens when I get out to the